What's up, everyone? Carlitos here. I'm gonna make a video, an opinion. You guys might not agree with me, but I'm still gonna say it because I've been thinking about it. And the opinion that I have, that I'm gonna give you guys, is that weed should have never been legalized. It should have been, at the least, it should have been, at the most, it should have been decriminalized, and that's it. And we should have, instead of making weed legal, everyone can go buy it and stuff. They should have made it to where you have to get your medical card or something like that, right? Or not a medical card, but just like a card that says, "Oh, I smoke weed" and stuff like that, right? And I get it. It might be like, "Yo, why are you doing all that type of weird stuff," right? But hear me out. Just weed. It was like the first seed planted in the United States to see how bad the community is. You know, like how bad is the community? Are they willing to do drugs? Are they willing to do this? And we failed the test. We were willing to do drugs. We were willing to smoke weed and stuff like that. So when they push weed to make it legal, you know, they desensitized us, right? They made us think it was normal to be a pothead or something like that, when it's really not normal. It has terrible consequences for your brain, especially when you're younger and you're doing you're smoking and stuff. I think a lot of kids don't get this, and then they figure it out later on when they're like older and they're like slower. They're like, oh, maybe smoking was bad, right? But let me get back to track. The thing that makes weed bad, it was like the first drug they pushed to us, right? And it was like, oh, it's not a bad drug, it's just like a plant, whatever. And people were like, yeah, it's a plant, it's not bad. But then once they started, they started seeing they can make a profit from us, from selling us all this junk and stuff, and seeing that people were actually buying it, they're eating it up, they start pushing all these other weird agendas on us. I'm not going to talk about them, but you guys know what I'm referring to. Weird agendas. They legalized weed here in 2012 in Denver. And then from there on, it was a free-for-all. Now they're talking about legalizing shrooms. I think they legalized ketamine or something like that. It's just insane. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing as a community? Because I've never been to a community, or I've never been to a country that wants to see their people, all on drugs, doing, I'm not saying weed is bad like that, right? But it has no benefits for us, at all. It doesn't have no benefits for us. It's just, if anything, it's really holding us back. Anyone that smokes, it's really holding us back, honestly, because it's like, you could be so motivated, you could be on this, you could be on that, and they give us weed just so we can, forget about stuff and just on some other stuff. But now that they saw that weed was the good thing, right? They're like, oh, we pushed this drug, they ate it up or whatever. Now they're pushing all these other weird agendas, they're pushing all these weird drugs. You see all these people on drugs because they think it's like regular cool or something. I don't freaking know. Back in the day, back in 2012 here in Denver, homeless people was rare. 2015, 2016, it was rare seeing homeless people. Not like rare like that, right? But you wouldn't see them. You dead ass wouldn't see them. And if you did, they were just like on some other stuff, like they were like on, I remember in my own neighborhood, there was only 2 crackheads, and one of them had a house, bro. One of them had an apartment. He was living it up. He was like one of them responsible crackheads. He would ask for money and stuff, but he was he had a house. He had a house. Like he wasn't like that big crackhead or something like that. It was crazy to me at the time. Nowadays, you don't see people like that. You hell no. You don't see people like that. And nowadays, like back in the day, you used to like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say like cocaine or something. I don't freaking know what they're, not cocaine, probably meth. They probably did meth. But, you know, they're like doing all these drugs. Nowadays, you see them, you know, they're about to pass out on freaking fentanyl or like some crazy stuff like that. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And they're probably, I think, I don't know if they did it, but I think they were talking about decriminalizing fentanyl, which is like, what the hell are we actually doing? Like, we're just trying to just kill them at that point. Just give the guy something to freaking shoot himself. If you don't want him, just give him something to shoot himself, I guess. Because golly, bro, you guys, just this country, the government just hates us in general, honestly. They're giving us all this stuff. They're just trying to ruin us all. Probably another country pushing agendas to us. I don't know, man. But it's really weird. It's really, really weird.